Pull up a seat, let's take a ride. Yellow couch where dreams collide. Stories of queens who rise so high. Through the storms we've had to weather, we're building bridges here together. Yellow couch vibes feel the spark, lighting up our stories from the dark. Tell the truth, it's our time to shine. On this couch we're divine. Yellow couch vibes feel the spark, lighting up our stories from the dark. Tell the truth, it's our time to shine. On this couch we're divine.
Okay, welcome back to another episode of Yellow Couch Stories. I am one of your hosts, Brittany Montgomery, known as the Disruptor because I be disrupting stuff. And today on the Yellow Couch Stories, we are honored to welcome a visionary entrepreneur who is reshaping the beauty industry and rewriting pathways to economic empowerment for young women across the DMV. London Ward is the founder and CEO of Snob Nails Technology School and Salon, the first Black-owned nail technician school in the entire region. Known as the Harvard of Nail Tech Schools, Snob Nails maintains an extraordinary 100% state board pass rate. Yes, let's go ahead, yeah, and has become a launchpad for the next generation of creative entrepreneurs. London is not only elevating industry standards, she is opening doors. She kicking in doors and coming through floors is what I like to say. Through her partnership with the DC Department of Youth Rehabilitation Services, she provides free professional training for girls leaving the justice system. Let's give a round of applause for that. Yes, ensuring they return to their communities with a skill, a pathway, and a future. Her work embodies the mission of NAMBPWC, which is to promote and protect the interests of African American business and professional women by creating economic opportunity, building leadership, and cultivating excellence. Lauren's story is one of courage, creativity, and commitment to empowering women who follow behind her. London,
Yes.
Welcome to the Yellow Couch
Thank
Story.
you for having me. I'm
Of course,
excited.
yes, I'm excited to have you here, and I'm excited to hear your story. I love this.
Mm-hmm.
So you opened the first Black-owned nail technician school in the entire DMV metropolitan area.
Yes.
Making history when you did such,
Yes.
and that is a groundbreaking milestone. So just tell us about that and tell me where you came up with the name Snob.
Okay. So, it's a journey, right? Here we are, year 8. So I actually came up with Snob Nails to pay homage to somebody, right?
Okay.
So there's this girl, her name is Ming Lee, and she owned a company called Snob Life, right?
Okay.
And so she's based out of Atlanta. And
Okay.
at the time, I was going through all of my struggles, birthing my daughter, hitting the pound, like going broke. It was just a mess, right? And so I had went on YouTube trying to figure out how to do my hair myself. And I seen her, and she was doing like a pronto weave, right? And I was like, this is so bomb. And this is like when Instagram was first coming.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let me go see if she got an Instagram. So I went to Instagram. She had an Instagram. I said, okay. So I started following her. Everything about this girl, marketing, beauty, strategy. I was like, yes. And she paid homage and named herself Ming Lee, right?
Okay.
After Kamora Lee Simmons. So when I went to go open my business, I said, I'm going to pay homage to her, and I'm going to name my company Snob Nails. And that's what
I love that.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, so now we got the name. So what gap or injustice in the beauty industry pushed you to say, you know what, I need to build something different. I need to do something different.
Oh, for me, the crazy part is it was all from hustle, entrepreneurship, and money-wise, right? My thing is, us as Black women, we sadly are the lowest of the totem pole when it comes to trying to really climb and achieve something economically. And to know that we know how to hustle the way that we know how to hustle, I was like, baby, we can do this, okay? So it came honestly from that standpoint, wanting to reach back into my community and not having them arguing with their child's father all the time saying I need this, not dancing at the club and basically extorting themselves just to show body to make $1. Even men, some of the men that come to my class, they come and I'm teaching them a skill. Now they can give their child's mother extra money. They can go out here and get off of the street, and instead of selling drugs, you can actually put nails out into the street and do something legit and proud of.
I love that you are being a role model and setting a tone, showing them that you don't have to rap, you don't have to sell drugs, you ain't got to play ball, you ain't got to catch a ball. You can build this life. You can buy the red bottoms.
Absolutely.
Without doing all of that.
Absolutely.
You can have you a trade.
Absolutely.
And you can still get whatever it is that you want. So I love that for you. So the Yellow Couch honors Black women who face adversity but refuse to stop. What is a moment where you almost walked away and what pulled you back into saying, I can't do this. I can't quit.
Business or life?
Hey, you know what? They intertwine. So both.
Okay, let's do business, right? So for me, honestly, getting my school and starting my school and opening it has been, was the hardest thing that I had to achieve, right?
Yeah.
Mainly because here I am, I'm a known nurse, I'm from this area, that is what I do, right?
Okay.
And I came through and disrupted the beauty industry.
Because I'm a disruptor.
Exactly. I came through and disrupted the beauty industry. Literally, everyone wondered, who is this girl? What is she doing? Where is she coming from? They say you got haters. I don't acknowledge them. But it was, me pounding the pavement because there was nothing for us, especially Black women out there, to do what it is that I'm doing, right? And so therefore, when I just opened up my salon and I started teaching, everybody like, wait a minute, who's she? I wasn't even licensed, okay? I was just like, look, I know how to do this. I'm going to show you how to do this, and I'm going to make some money doing this, and then you're going to make some money doing this, and we're going to make some money doing this, and we're going to be up, okay?
I like that.
And so from that standpoint, that is what almost made me walk away, because I was just like, this is so... I'm not used to negativity, right?
Okay.
And so I'm not used to having to deal with fighting the people and battling the comments and being called all this and all that. But I do know me. I'm going to walk in. I'm going to stand 10 toes down behind what I believe, and I'm going to make something happen,
I love that.
And so from that standpoint, when the board actually reached out to me to open my school, I said, I'm doing something right. And so...
I love that. So Snob Nails has 100% licensing exam pass rate.
Yes.
That, I mean, what systems or standards have you put in place to maintain that? Because I know you said it's 5 years straight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how are we maintaining that?
Ooh, baby. So I would like to say that as the teacher, I'm still this bubbly, I'm still this fun, but I don't play about my curriculum, and I don't play about the education, right? You come to me, you spending your money, I expect you to be at my level or greater when you leave, right?
Ooh, I love that.
I do not just let my students come when they want, show up what they want to do. No, I will close the gate. I will tell you to go home. I will tell you to retake a test. I don't play with them, right? And that comes from, if you really want this, you're going to achieve it. Me starting my business and opening my school, going through the hardest times in my life, I did it. So it's no excuse that you could give me outside of someone passing away that I will accept for you not to achieve something.
Oh, I love that accountability that you give to them. I think if more people had that sort of accountability in their life, they'd be amazing. So your mission is to produce young entrepreneurs, which I love that for you. From your perspective, what does true economic empowerment look like for Black women in the beauty industry?
Showing up unapologetically you, and literally having your bag. Let me say this is my favorite part, and I don't even care, right? It's looking how I look, and I'm not knowing the money that I got, and then I'm in spaces that you would never think that I would be in. And people are like, well, how you get it? They is waiting. Oh, you must be a lawyer, you must be a doctor, you must be something.
Oh,
right?
I love that.
And then here I am. I just do nails. I don't tell them that I own. I don't tell them that I have all this greatness behind. No, I just do nails. What? Nails got you? Yeah, nails got me here.
Oh, but hold on. That goes back to our first point, that you can get all this.
There you go.
And you ain't got to do, you don't have to strip, you don't have to rap,
There you go.
you don't have to throw a ball, you don't have to catch a ball. I can do all this, and I do nails. Not knowing that you done got a whole school with 100% state bar passing rate.
Right.
So now we all know this. Black women fuel the beauty economy as consumers, yet ownership and accreditation roles remain rare.
Mm-hmm.
What barriers did you encounter breaking into the education side of this industry? And you touched on this a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm. So I would definitely say, like I said from before, and I'll piggyback on that. People wonder, who is this girl and where did she come from?
Yeah.
But the biggest barrier is honestly is getting our girls themselves to believe in themselves. So many of my students come from broken homes, unfixed trauma, backgrounds where they could not even think that they could accomplish anything greater than just a high school diploma, you know? And so it's sad but rewarding because I get to meet them and grow them and mold them in just that short weeks, you know, the 12 weeks that they come. And I see a huge difference. When they first started school and it's, oh, maybe I could do this, or my mama not supporting me, or, you know, don't nobody really care, this is what I'm doing. To, yeah, I'm a nail tech. Yeah, I'm doing nail. Yes, my art is bomb. Yes, check me out.
I love
Look at
that.
what I'm doing. Their confidence is growing. They sitting up taller. They, Miss London, I'm starting my business, you know, and it's the growth that I'm able to put back into them that they're able to make me be like, you know what, Miss London, you really is doing something. You got this.
You got this. You're doing it. So NAMBPWC's mission is to promote and protect the interests of African American business and professional women. How does your work align with that and advance that mission for the next generation of beauty professionals?
Okay. I would honestly say we stand behind, or I say I stand, because ain't no we, it's just me. You know, entrepreneurs, we okay. But no, I stand behind, honestly, making my students be accountable. I stand behind knocking on them doors where they looking at us and they're like, oh, we can't. Yes, you can. I'll be back in 2 weeks. You said you got $5 for us. Okay, we'll make it 25. And when I come back, actually, I need 100 because I know that you guys got this money and I know that we're eligible for it and I know that we can do this. So please, you know, show up for us. Also with my students, teaching them how to leverage credit, how they can go after certain things, exposing them to the SBA, exposing them to certain markets and grants that are available for them in business, where they don't have to start a business in debt. They don't have to go out here and take all these loans. You can go get this grant money. Once you get this grant money, start your business, learn how to grow it, and never be broke again.
Maybe think of NBA young boy. So I love that because too often people do go into debt to start a business. And the fact that you and you're teaching them something that's like holistic, that's cyclical. Like, I'm not just teaching you the skill, I'm teaching you how to start and build this business from the ground up.
Absolutely.
So that's key, especially since a lot of people don't know that, right? They may not know I need to go build this business credit. I can go get this grant. I can go do this and that to use other people's money to get to start this business. So kudos to you. So vocational education is a powerful path to financial freedom, which, you know, getting them bags because I saw the YSL over there. What transformations have you personally witnessed in students whose lives have changed through licensing and training?
So I can honestly say I have graduated 1,238 students. Right? Out of those, 92% of my students actually own their own salon or salon suite. Yes. And the others are either working in my salon or either they're doing something sideways or they tried it, they didn't like it, and they want to go do something else, right? However, economically, what has that done? It has done wonders for our community. It has done wonders for them and what they need, but also just in general with vocational education, you have to think about it, right? You tell a person you're going to pick up a trade and not go to college, and all hell breaks loose, okay? Whereas it's not respected because it's not protected, okay? And a lot of us do the disservice of not protecting it because economically, as I would say, a beauty professional, we do not properly file our paperwork. We do not properly show up to say we're making this type of money, right? So when you look at the numbers economically, it does not look like it is a thriving career. It does not look like it's a promise of education. It does not look like it is somewhere that it can take you far, okay? But you look at the bank accounts, you look at the numbers, you look at the clients, you look at what you're actually doing on paper, okay? And you see, you charging $150, $200 a head. You're charging $75 to $85 per set. You're doing 7-8 clients a day. You're working 5 to 7 days a week. It's real money to be made.
It is. So why do you believe nail technology and cosmetology deserve to be seen as legitimate, respected, and protected wealth-building professions? Because, hey, I know how much it costs to get a full set these days. I know how much it costs to get a silk press.
Mhm.
I know how much it costs to do all of that and then some.
Mhm.
So just why do you believe that that industry deserves to be seen as legitimate, respected, protected, and wealth building?
Okay, so I would honestly say, think about it like this, right? We sit here, very beautiful women, hair done, nails done, makeup, lashes. We sitting, right?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, probably I would say 20 to 32% of our services was done by Asian or non-Black person. Okay.
Yeah.
And the sad part is you can walk past, I would say, 5 blocks of communities and see 30 nail salons, 20 beauty salons. Beauty salons are either going to be Black owned, white owned. Not a lot of Asians owning Black and white, hair stuff, right?
Yeah.
Nail salons, they are capitalized on.
Yeah.
And so therefore, when you see a Black owned nail salon, you are so hesitant to support it because you're not sure or it's not the common, right?
Right.
Now moving forward, here we are 3, 4, 5 years in. Okay, it's normal. Now it's luxury. Now it's, yes, this is what I do. But why can't it just be standard? Why does it have to be, oh, it's a luxury because I go here, or it's a luxury? No. Why can't it just be, I'm waking up and get my nails done? Men go get their hair cut. That's a necessity. So why can't it just be a necessity that I need my nails done? And I need a Black person to do it because they understand what it is that I need. They understand where it is that I'm going. My nails are like this. My hair are like this. And my skin is like this. I can't go sit in front, and no shade, no tea. I can't go sit in front of a white lady and say I want XL French tip blinged out and expect it to look like a sister did.
Yeah, it's not happening.
There you go.
Yeah.
So why do I feel as though it needs to be respected and protected? Can't nobody do it like us.
Because they cannot. They cannot. So. What would you say to young women who feel pressured to follow traditional career paths or go to college versus going to vocational school, but are called to creative or technical fields? And I know this is so frowned upon in the Black community because it's go to college, go to college, go to college, go to college, versus I can go learn this trade and I can make more money with less debt in 12 weeks with you than 4 years somewhere else.
Right. So I would have to honestly attribute this answer to my mom, right? I don't come from an education-based household. I come from an entrepreneurship household, right?
Okay.
My sister is what made education glamorous or important in my house, right?
Okay.
And so my sister was the first college graduate in my family in like years. Okay. And so following up behind her, I knew I wanted to go to school, but it was not for educational purposes, right? It was, I went to homecoming, I went to this party, this was smart, right? Because my parents was, oh, you want to sell colored pennies at the Mint? Let's go do it. You want to paint shoestrings and sell them for $80? That's my parents, right?
Yeah.
My parents are entrepreneurs. They started the first Black-owned life insurance company, right?
Ooh,
and so therefore, education, just no. But I will say going to school, becoming a nurse, which is what I wanted to do. I had a real passion for being a nurse. I don't know what to do nothing else, don't know how to do nothing else, right? But nursing. And so I say this to say that, yes, would I promote and tell my children, go to school and get a career? Absolutely. I'm not going to take that from them. But would I breathe life into my kids by telling them you can do whatever it is that you want to do and speak entrepreneurship into them so that they're not stressed, they're not overworked, they're not underappreciated? Absolutely. Because as a nurse, I'm not respected. I'm not protected. I'm not fought for, But as my business, when I wake up, I am respected. When I go teach my students, I am protected. When I put them out on the street in their education, they are backed up, And so therefore, not only that, they're not stressed out. They're happy. They're doing what they want to do. Now, is entrepreneurship easy? Absolutely not. Okay?
Yeah.
But is schooling easy? No. But would you rather go and work for yourself and make $95, $100 an hour versus sitting here clocking in and only getting 35, 40, and you trying to figure out how you gonna make your bill? I'd rather make my bills meet on my own terms and sit here and in 2 weeks what I got. You know?
Very true. Yeah. So you partner with DC Department of Youth Rehabilitation Services to offer free training for girls leaving the system. That is amazing. Why was this program important for you to build?
Ooh, baby, URS, that's my heart, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. So the crazy part is, so my cousin, he used to work for DRS, right? He used to always tell me, apply for it, London, apply for it. And sometimes I don't give myself the push that I deserve, if that makes any sense, right?
Yeah, it does.
Because I look at myself as a very small collaborative business, by myself, for myself,
Right.
And so therefore, even though a lot of people from the outside like, oh, you knocking these walls down, you creating these walls, you doing this, you doing that. To me, I'm just like, every day I wake up, I'm like, all right, we doing it, we got this, we good. So it's every day like, wow, I still really am accomplishing something. So when I go out and I set forward to achieve these different grants or do these different partnerships, I never really expect to hear back. I never really expect to get the accolades or the recognition that I know I deserve, but I don't put myself in that place to get, if that makes any sense, right? So when DRS hit back and said, yes, we want you, I'm like, okay, well, let's do it, right? And so I did it. And when I say them girls, out of every student I've ever taught, have been my favorite because they're hungry. They want it. There is no other way for them but this. It's either that I do this and I hit, or I do nothing and I'm back in the same position less than a year later.
That perseverance through adversity,
absolutely.
What is it? That hunger, like I gotta do this, I gotta succeed. That will push you further than anything you could ever have. Honestly, absolutely. So what changes once a young woman realizes she can leave the system with a skill, and not just a skill but a profession? Like, I came out, I learned how to do nails, and now I got something that I can build like really $1 billion business with.
Their whole outlook on life, everything, their attitude, their persona, their ego, everything.
You walking a little taller.
Really think about it, right? Like, I want, like, really think about it. I'm not sure of your background in upcoming, but I know my background upcoming. I had a good life, right? And so therefore, sometimes you disassociate yourself for what the real world is going through, right? And then you see it and you be like, you ain't got no phone, you ain't got no food, what? Like, how is this possible, right? But then you think back to, you know what, when I was young, I used to dibble and dab in the hood. This might be a little bit of what's going on. Okay, you understand, right? So then you start trying to dig into that with, with my students and get them to understand, look, this is temporary. Give me, please, these 12 weeks, these 8 weeks, whichever program you decide to start with, right? Give me these and really lock in. Now I got a plan. Oh, I'm moving, Miss London. This is what I got. I didn't, if I need this many clients and this many clients, and I got, like, it's everything about them.
That whole thing changed.
Everything, and it's a beautiful thing to be a part of.
I love that. So, how does vocational training create dignity, confidence, and economic possibility for justice-involved youth? And that is key to me, because so many times people will get into the system, and it's like once they get out, they feel like it's not, like, I don't have anything else. So how does this really create that confidence, that dignity for those people who have just left, like, the justice system?
It keeps them from being a repeat offender, honestly. But also, and it's not, and I can't lie and say it's everybody, okay? But I would definitely say that majority of the women do not return to be a repeat offender, right?
Ooh.
They move on, they do something different, and they grow. Now, there are some women, but it is what it is. But for the most part, honestly. And then from the standpoint of them just knowing that they can do something different, they can be something different.
Right.
And then you see it, this journey is not something that happens overnight. This is every day. I don't give out my number, right?
Yeah.
And I felt like with these girls, it was a need. So I created a group chat. I was very strict and boundaried in this group chat, okay? Because no, y'all not texting me at 2 o'clock in the morning telling me something crazy, all right? However, I would definitely say the guidance and the mentorship that those girls need, that I am able to provide, has soared them in such a different way. And vocationally, industry-wise, just economic-wise, everything has gotten them to be so much greater than what they would have been had they not been introduced to my school.
I love that you have that program for them.
Thank you.
So what more do you believe, like, cities, nonprofits, and organizations like NAMBPWC, Yellow Cow Stores, what should we be doing to support girls transitioning out of the justice system into economic stability. But I'm going to add something else. What can we do to help you? Like, what can I do to help you?
Okay. Provide free tuition. Like, pour
Ooh,
into our scholarship
okay.
funding. You know, pour
Okay.
into it. What I have noticed is that when we are able to provide 100% free education,
That works
women
better.
show up
Yeah.
and they do it. When you have barriers where you know you got to go to work, you got to go to school, you got to take care of your kids, you got family
yeah, that's
issues.
too much stress.
Exactly,
Too much
right?
stress.
They don't stay consistent.
Yeah.
They still pass, they graduate, but it's not as hard as when you take that barrier of having to provide financially away from them. And so with DYRS, that's what that does. With Wildwood, that's what that does. With DCPS, that's what that does.
Okay.
They come in, they pay us directly. We do the girls' education. We show them, look, this is what happened. You gave us 7 girls. You gave us 5 girls. You gave us 20 girls. We passed all of them 100%. They all came out making at least $65,000 or better. They're all doing extra.
So they're coming out with a livable wage.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's key in and of itself. I love that. So basically, if someone had those 8 to 12 weeks of just worry-free class,
absolutely,
it's just that much easier for them. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
I
let's
believe
take
that.
that.
I know that. Not even believe that. I know that. 100%.
Yeah, but that's very true. So Snob Nails has become known as the Harvard of nail tech schools, which I love that. What does that reputation mean to you, and how do you protect that brand as you grow?
Okay. That's everything. You know, one of my students actually gave me that tag. Okay. They was like, oh, I was enrolled in Harvard. I knew that when I came in. I'm like, oh yeah, we the Harvard and nail tech schools. I take it, right?
That.
But no, honestly, to protect that means to show up unapologetically and diligently hold my students accountable, right? It means that when you come here, you know what you're getting, you know what you're paying for, and we're not slacking. It means that you are expected to do XYZ. When I go out into these streets and I represent my school and I talk about my school and what I have going on, it means that I then in turn do exactly what it is that I say that I'm going to do and more.
Yeah.
You
so
know,
I'm holding myself accountable.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You're not just coming to learn nails. You're coming to fully grow as a person.
Yeah. I love that. So how have you built such a powerful couture level brand in a crowded beauty market?
Oh baby, it's me. Space in the beauty industry and everything, and I have authentically stayed myself. I ain't switched up to be nobody but me.
Right. And I love that. So how do you leverage your platform to empower young Black women through mentorship, community work, and economic support?
Okay, so one of the things that I do not do, and a lot of people gonna kick me in my butt, but I don't give a care. Well, a lot of things that I do not do is put on for social media. Okay, a lot of people put on for social media and be sitting at home on the air mattress. Okay, that's what I don't do. So I don't show a lot of my actual personal life backstyle, you know, back behind the scenes, right? I show a lot of what I do in business, the nitty gritty of what it takes, and I'm always going live or interacting or really showing the classroom and what's going on, right?
I love that.
And so from that standpoint, you're able to really see me. I don't show the bags. I don't show. Now I'm cute. I'm always cute, right? But that's just me. But no, I don't say, oh, you can have this if you just give me, $5,000. Exactly. No, that's not me, right? I am like, look, hair barely done, tired. We are day 7 of this class, and my students get on my nerves, but we're gonna learn this today. Okay?
Let me see the behind the scenes of being an entrepreneur. Let me see that. Getting up early, staying up late. My hair, because I came over here, my hair was wrapped up with a ball cap on, some sweats, and some Uggs. And then you have to do what you got to do. Go in the bathroom and pull yourself together.
There you go.
And here we are. So what has entrepreneurship taught you about discipline, leadership, and your own capacity, but also about accountability? Because you told me that you hold your students accountable, but you also hold yourself accountable. So what you say you're going to give your students, that's what you do.
Absolutely.
So what has that taught you?
Ooh, baby, it has taught me discipline. I was not actually structured, not disciplined. Okay, I was disciplined, but not structured.
Because this is owning my school and having to show up
has
Oh,
taught me
yeah.
structure. Because before, even as a nurse, if I didn't feel like going to work, I wasn't going to work. I'm PRN. It don't matter. If I'm going, I'm going. If I'm not, I'm not, right? But honestly, having something to be proud of and then
Yeah.
being able to do something great for others has literally, here's my schedule, this is what I do, this is what I'm able to do. Also, I'm a mom as well, and I'm a special needs mom, right?
Okay.
So I have to be able to be there for my kids. I have to be able to show up for my
Right.
daughter. And so having a schedule and a calendar, this is something I'm big on, girl. I just calendar. I ain't never been a calendar girl, right? I have a calendar now. If it's not on the calendar, I don't do it, right? But
Right.
also not overextending myself, not doing
You having
more
them
than what I'm
boundaries.
able to do,
Yeah.
but also really just being like, you know what? We're going to have a schedule. We're going to stick to the schedule, and we're going to be disciplined in what we're doing, and also giving myself grace. I was
Okay.
not a grace giver, right?
Okay.
I was a person where you got to. And
Yeah.
people still think I go a mile a minute, right? I feel like, shoot, I'm good, you know? Where everybody else like, London, you are going. So no, but honestly, it is becoming structured. That is it.
Yeah, I love that, because structure I know I need structure in my life. I like time block the mess out of my day because it helps me. So when you imagine the future of Snob Nails, what does that look like? More campuses, national expansions, new partnership? What does that vision look like for you?
Okay. Definitely a bigger space, right? My
Okay.
goal is to be able to train more. So we're approved now for 40 students. My goal is to get us approved for 100 students,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And so that's bigger space, that's bigger
Yeah.
community, that's more shop space, kids, students, everything, exposure.
Yeah.
Partnership, I want to start to really catch them early now as well, right?
Mm,
So
yeah.
I've noticed that right now we're approved to start at 18 and older for a certain age level of grants, and then we're approved to start at 16 and older for a certain age level of grants, right?
Yeah.
But then we have the ones that are 10, 11, 12. I want to do this, right?
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to home life and story. You don't know why you're so eager to come out this class and sit in my class for 2 hours
Yeah.
and do nothing but twiddle your thumb. Most 10 and 11-year-olds are not, mature or structured enough,
Yeah.
or, willing enough, or what do you call it, when they can pay attention enough, right? Most of them cannot. Okay.
Yeah, they can't.
And so then I'm like, all right, but y'all hungry, y'all want this, but there's circumstances at home. They
Yeah,
doing
you can't.
everything under the sun.
Yeah.
They don't see their mama but twice a week. They cook and clean and take care of their siblings. And this is why they want some type of relief or freedom to get out. But not only that, transfer into money, because then they feel like, oh, maybe I can help my mama. Just like the young boys go out and they start selling drugs at 7.
Yeah, because I need to help my mama.
Exactly.
Yeah, I need to help my mama.
I could do the same thing. So
yeah. Okay. So if you could leave one message on this here yellow couch for emerging entrepreneurs, especially those building from limited resources, what would it be?
Ooh, it would be, okay, I'm gonna do 2. Okay?
Yeah, go for it. Do as many as you need.
For me, it would be to tell my younger self, girl, you did it. Okay? That's for me, right? And then for all of my young aspiring entrepreneurs, I urge you to block everything else out. Believe in yourself. Literally, lock in for a minimum of 60 to 90 days. Don't look at the goal. Set your targets, right?
Yeah.
A goal, you don't achieve it, you get upset. A target, you miss it, you can try again.
Oh, yeah.
And so therefore, set your targets, achieve your targets. And if you don't, rework it, but never give up.
Oh, I love that. I'm still in that. So, London, thank you for sharing your journey with us today. Your work is a powerful reminder that economic development doesn't just happen in boardrooms. It happens in classrooms, it happens in vocational spaces, and it happens in communities where women are taught to own their craft and their future, which you have done. Through Snob Nails, you are proving that beauty is an industry of skill, strategy, and generational wealth. And through your work with Justice Involved Girls, you are showing what it means to use your success as a doorway for others. Your leadership reflects the heart of NAMBPWC's mission, lifting as we climb, building pathways where there were none, and ensuring that African American business and professional women are seen, valued, and supported. Thank you for your vision, your voice, and your commitment to empowering the next generation of women entrepreneurs. It has been an absolute honor having you on the Yellow Cow Stories, and I'm going to steal that phrase from you. Let's hit them. Let's make and hit those targets.
Yes.
So this is Brittany Montgomery, known as this Disruptor, sitting here with another Disruptor, London Ward. We're going to take it on out, and we will see you in 2 weeks.